not really an update as such, but I thought I would do more video of what I've been doing to occupy myself before surgery. It's a week until my pre-op, and then from then it's about a month until surgery. So it's basically in that limbo stage of, you know, when you've got like a holiday coming up, that's the only way I can describe it, and life's kind of quite boring, just kind of stuck waiting with like anxiety, excitement, and yeah, so it's quite a weird time for me, to be honest, because the things that I used to find joy in, and I think I mentioned it in another video before, like I used to love going around the shops, not necessarily buying things, but getting inspiration for what to wear and putting outfits together and things like that. That doesn't bring me any joy anymore, because when I go shopping, I'd just rather not go clothes shopping, because I know there's no point in buying clothes at the moment, because obviously my body is going to change very soon. So for me, I'm the sort of person that I'm better off not putting the temptation there. So I just don't go shopping, and as silly as that sounds, that was one of the things that brought me joy, and so I've taken that away from myself, so that's quite hard. I realised that my bedroom is somewhere, and I have mentioned this before, my bedroom has been my safe space, and it's where I'm most comfortable when I'm in pain. It's just the place I go to when I'm anxious. I live in my bedroom, and it's never been the teenage thing for me. It's always been a safety thing with my anxiety, and for 4 years I've been stuck in this room unwell, and with the surgery coming up, we decided that it was time to have a fresh start, and I actually bought a load of things with thinking that I was actually going to be getting my own place. I say place, we were going to be renovating the garage at one point, and so I could get my independence in that way. But obviously I'm now having surgery, so hopefully the surgery will provide that independence that I need to, and then I can hopefully stay in the house and live independently in the house, because obviously one of my main issues is stairs, and we live in a house, so we have stairs. So when I say I live in my bedroom, it's partly because once I get upstairs into my bedroom, I'm then trapped in my room, and that's one of the reasons I'm having the surgery. And so yeah, that's another reason why I'm always in my room. And so we decided to create a fresh start. I'm having the surgery, I'm getting a fresh start for myself, so I've redecorated my room. Obviously I'm not saying that if you're having the surgery that you need to redecorate your room. I'm definitely not saying that, because it's been hard work, trust me, and my parents have been amazing. But yes, I have redecorated my room. If I might insert some clips, I think I've done a before and after. I haven't done my after yet, but by the time this goes up, we will have. So yeah, I'm just getting used to the new vibes. It feels very fresh, very clean. But like I said, I bought a lot of this stuff ready for before when I was moving out, so it hasn't cost a lot to do it, which is great. And I tried to do it in the least stressful way possible for everyone. And I actually made myself a bed downstairs, and yeah, so that was quite fun to do, but tiring. And yeah, so that was one of the things I've done. But obviously I'm not saying redecorate your room, that's what you should do before you have surgery. No, that's not what I'm saying, but that is what I've chosen to do, and it will definitely benefit me in the long run, because my room was full of bad vibes for me, and now it's just so much fresher and cleaner. Absolutely love it. So yes, that's one thing I've done, but also things that I have done which I do in some ways recommend. So I have also created a corner in my room which brings me joy, and this is something I did before I redecorated as well. So you may or may not know, I have an annual pass to Disneyland, and I obviously, when I'm at home, I'm not at Disneyland Paris, but I've created a little corner of joy in my room. So I have my Disney items in the corner of my room. I will take a video and I'll insert a clip, and so that brings me joy. So when I'm sat in bed, I can just look up there, and it instantly makes me feel a bit happier. And so yeah, that's one thing I've done. And I've also, in that area of things, I bought myself some Lego. And basically what I do is, I originally came up with this idea that I would buy myself some Lego to do after my surgery, to occupy myself after surgery. And I then found another piece that I liked, which was the Up House, and that was on sale, and I decided that I would do that now, to occupy myself before surgery, because this time is just as difficult now as it will be after. And I did that gradually. I think it took me over a week to do it, because I just decided to do it really slowly, a little bit every day, and it was really helpful and just distracted my mind. It's like colouring, but I really struggle with colouring because my hands get so sore, also my back gets sore, and I do struggle with colouring in terms of physically, but I do find it really therapeutic, but I just physically find it really difficult, whereas Lego is a lot easier in terms of my hands. But I do find that I'm a little bit heavy-handed at times. I did have to remake the house a few times because I did break it. But that's besides the point. I did do that one quite early on, and I have found that after the build-up of doing my room, and we did it really quickly, we did it in like 2 days, and now it's amazing. It's this calm environment, and it's great. But I feel quite deflated, and Mum said to me today, do your Lego. And I said, yeah, but I don't want to do the Lego that I want to do after surgery. So I've got another set of Lego to do now, and then another set after surgery, which I'm very, very lucky to get because I know how expensive it is. So do bear that in mind, it is expensive. One thing you can always do is get one piece and then just take it down and do it again. Yeah, I'm really aware of how expensive it is, but it doesn't have to be. You can find ways around it. Look on Vinted. That's the other thing I did, was look on Vinted, and a lot of people on there will put the pictures of all the pieces next to like what should be in the pack, which I find really helpful. So do check on there as well, and yeah, do look out different websites, different places, because that's one thing that's really helped me. One thing that I will definitely recommend is my mum bought me this book, this notepad. It says, it was just a little thing I thought of, and I am notorious for, now, it's only recently, like probably in the last 6 months I've done this, I now have this notepad, which my friends actually bought me for my birthday last year, and I love a list. I note everything down. I have a general to-do list. If I have something coming up, I will have a to-do list. So like, for example, if I'm hosting, like for example, it's my birthday and I'm hosting a party, I will write down all the things I need to do. So I'll have a list for that. I'll have a general list. Always on the go. So at the moment I've got a general list going. I love me a list. She bought me this book to write down this. So this is my surgery book. Nothing else goes in this apart from stuff to do with my surgery. So in here, I have the next chapter, and then the date of my surgery at the top, and then I'll just like give you some examples. So the first section is for my pre-op, so I have the date of my pre-op at the top, pre-op, and then things to ask. So I've written down a load of different things that I want to ask whilst I'm at my pre-op, and these will just be things that I just randomly think of, and then I'll write them in my book, and then I don't have to think about it again. So for example, I'm supposed to go on to Slim Fast Shakes for my liver shrinking diet, and one of the questions I want to ask is, can I have oat milk with it? Because I was dairy free for a while, and now I prefer oat milk. And another list I have is my general to-do list, and like I said, this is purely surgery related. So for example, on my list, these are things I've already ticked off, and when I say I tick them off, I literally make a box and tick it off. So in my Minnie Mouse one that I just showed you a minute ago, they have physical boxes in there to tick off, but I make my own boxes to tick in here because I find it helps me so much more. So, and a tip that I recommend when you make lists, make them as detailed as you can, because the more you can tick off, the better it is. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense, yeah. So for example, my general to-do list at the minute, I needed to buy some fast powder, so that was on there, so I've ticked that off because I've done that. That's something I definitely recommend, is writing everything down on a notepad, and I'm taking that with to my pre-op, and then making notes on there. I think I've also done, which again, you don't have to do, but this is something that's helped me, is I've got a bear for surgeries. This is Surgery Bunny. The reason why I've gone for a green bunny is because bunnies, well, rabbits, represent good luck, and also the colour green means good luck. And to represent this surgery, I got myself a butterfly today because of like rejuvenation and new me, new life. Something else I also did, which is very typical to me, is I hosted a party, because why the hell not? This is a really big deal for me, and I highly recommend getting your friends together and having a laugh up. I do not recommend going out and getting flat out drunk, but I do recommend getting your friends together, having some food, having some drink, and enjoying yourself, because it's just nice to be able to just let your hair down and forget about it all for a while. And like, in a way, it's a shame that I had to have mine so early on in advance before my surgery, but just, you know, friends, we all work, well, I don't, but they all work and they're all busy, but it was such a good night, and it was just great to be surrounded by great people. And bless them, they all got me a card, and they wrote lovely messages in the card, and they all know how important this is for me. Bless them, they bought me a voucher ready to spend on some new clothes when I've lost some weight, and they got me some scratch cards, which I won £15 on, so that was even better. It's such a good night just to be around all my friends. I was able to eat what I wanted, I was able to drink what I wanted, and it was, yeah, it was just such a good night, and I totally recommend doing that if you can. So yeah, I just thought I would give you some, well, I guess it's not really tips, but it's more just what I've done to try and occupy myself before the surgery. If that was helpful, then great. If it wasn't, and you just had me rant for, I think I've been chatting on here for, gone 20 minutes. then I apologise.